brushed my teeth last night. I didn't want to. I didn't feel like I had the energy. Uh, Yesterday was kind of a weird day. Um, Lots of things that I'll get into next episode. Um, but I was kind of off. I didn't work very well. I wasn't very diligent with work. I ate poorly. I overate. Um, Nora was having a rough day. Said she was, unusually anxious throughout the day, and I was worried about her. And just a lot of different things on my mind. And um, yeah, it just seemed like one of those days where I wasn't gonna, just do enough to get my pajamas on and collapse into bed. Um, but I did. I brushed my teeth, and why are we talking about that? Why? What do you guys care about me and my oral hygiene habits? So I'm on. I can't remember, which isn't saying much. I can't remember a lot, but I can't remember the last time I didn't brush my teeth before going to bed. And that's news. That's um, I don't know if I want to credit a lot of that to feeling improved. Um, I want to credit some of that to Nora, um, to my dentist. um, I don't know, somewhere along the past 2, 3 months, I've developed the habit of brushing my teeth. And last night, when I was walking by the sink to get into the closet and put my pajamas on, and I was ready to walk back through the bathroom and over to bed, it just didn't feel right. It felt bad that I wasn't going to brush my teeth. And so I did. And, woohoo. Let's hear it for habits. Let's hear it for whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I want to call it. Being being just like the average person, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know. I don't know, but it was something, and it's a departure from where I've been for most of my adult life. And I've talked on here before about my struggles with it. I don't know that I'm on my way to the prettiest smile in town, but yeah, I don't know. I was impressed with it, and it was good. So it's Wednesday, January 8th, 2020, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Okay, so it is a new year, 2020, everybody. And as I promised, I have Nora with me.
Hello.
Hey. So it's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah, I have no idea how long.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with dates and keeping track. But yeah, so I thought we would get together and chat about maybe the year that's passed. And I want to do a show where I talk about my resolutions and things like that. I don't know.
Are you making resolutions?
I did, yeah, kind of.
I don't really believe in them.
Yeah, I put them off for a day because it's a leap year. So I thought I could start on the 2nd instead of the 1st, right? But yeah, so I just thought we'd chat for a little bit.
Okay.
Everybody likes hearing from you. So, yeah, so 2019, right?
Yeah.
So I started out, I think, did I tell you my resolutions for last year? I think I did.
Well, I think there was some running and some weight loss. And
yeah. And then my age and push-ups.
Yes, the push-ups.
Yes, which fell apart along with the weight loss, which is tied to the running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
And it seems to me there's been a series of injuries or issues.
Yeah, well, that's what kind of set me back. It was like February, like early in the year, and I had the knee problem, which kind of derailed my running, which I was banking on for burning
Calorie burn.
calories
Yeah.
to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then that all cleared up. And then I ran for a while. And I don't know, something in summer.
Ankle, toe, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know. But then like Dad passed, and that
Well,
kind
the
of
time leading up to that, and
yeah. So subconsciously, I started eating
Mm-hmm.
like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was consciously eating, but subconsciously
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
And then my other knee,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and so, yeah, I ran the half marathon, which was
You did?
yeah, one of my goals.
Yeah.
And that was it. So I didn't lose the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I finished off the end of the year versus the start of the year.
Surely Fitbit could tell you from the scale.
Probably, but I don't want to look.
Okay.
Could be upsetting.
Okay.
So I recycled my goals.
Really?
My resolutions, yeah. Because I think they're good ones. I mean, they're things that I should work towards anyway. And maybe not so much the running one. I think that's not a resolution as much as a desire
Okay.
just to run more.
Okay.
But I needed to lose the weight.
Hmm.
And doing my age and push-ups is just a fun thing that, Dave does. So I want to be cool like Dave.
That's a little competitive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll
are you
see.
starting with one right now?
No, not yet.
Why not?
Well, because push-ups are hard for me because of my thumbs,
Uh-huh.
which hurt all the time.
Uh-huh.
So doing like a palm out on the floor
Could
is
you do
painful.
different variety.
So I
of
do like
push-ups?
knuckle push-ups.
Oh.
Yeah.
You couldn't just do the ones that are closer to you?
No, because any kind of weight on the the base of my thumb. I mean, it's both of them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm getting old.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said you don't do resolutions, which
I feel like, well, there's lots of things about it, right? Part of it is, okay, so just because it's January 1st, we're
Mhm.
going to start doing all these things, and miraculously that's going to be a thing.
right.
And I don't know, there's things I want to work on, but I don't like declaring them as New Year's resolutions that are going to be measured that way, because progress isn't linear a lot of times. Right. And so I think it's more for me about, and maybe it's a resolution in a true sense, not how people said it,
Yeah.
but it's about things I want to work on. So I've got a couple of those,
Right.
but they're not, I don't have a like, I'm going to run X number of miles or I'm going to do this. It's more, I'm trying to, like, have I told you them? No?
Kind of, I mean, in parts, but I don't think we've ever said, hey.
Right. So the one I wrote my blog post about this morning was.
Oh, yeah, which I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about it now? No?
Well,
Later?
just that you have a blog.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
I haven't announced that because
Oh.
I didn't know how secretive it was and
It's not a
whatnot. So
secret.
I know you put it up on Facebook
Yeah.
and all that, but I didn't know if you wanted my crew to come
Sure.
flood your.
Why not?
So do you want to pimp it? You want to say where you're at? And
Sure. So, I mean, this actually fits right in with the conversation because I was feeling like I've just been struggling for a while. And part of it is, I think, the ongoing battle that I have myself with depression and anxiety and that stuff. And as my therapist rightly pointed out, a lot of times those things are exacerbated during the holidays because there's
Right.
extra different pressures.
sure.
And I haven't been consistent about fitness since I had my race last fall that was so sort of demoralizing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to start this blog, and like, it's somewhat about fitness and running, and it's somewhat about just this junk that goes through my mind, right? It's not.
Yeah.
So, you guys are all welcome to come check it out, but don't expect it to, like, I don't know, change your life.
Yeah.
So it's wine, knit, run, which are three of my things in my life,
Yep.
right? So wine, like the drink, knit, like knitting, And then run is pretty self-evident. So wineitrun.com.
Mhm.
And yeah, they can go look at
Okay.
it.
So, but I wanted to ask because I mean, like I know you put posts up.
Yeah.
And we don't really talk about them because I don't know how you feel about it. Like,
Oh.
but so did you start it as like just like a journal? Is there a reason why you want, like a small reason, like you want others to be in on it as an accountability kind of thing? Or, I mean, have you thought that much about it, or is it just,
Kind of, yes, all
Yeah.
of that. I mean, it was somewhat inspired by this podcast,
yeah,
which I think I said in my intro on it.
maybe, yeah,
But that I know you started this more for yourself and
Mhm.
sort of your own processing than necessarily building a community, but it's turned into something very different than that.
yeah,
And you have a lot of people that you correspond with and interact with and hear from.
Mhm.
And I think one of the biggest things I've taken from it is that you sharing your journey has been helpful to other people in their own journeys, right?
yeah,
And so I kind of got inspired by that. And as you well know, whether your listeners do or not, I tend to get nervous and anxious
right,
before we record these. So doing my own podcast sounded like a horrible idea that I
Right.
wasn't going to do, but I'm very comfortable writing. That's
Mhm.
more my medium. And so I figured, I'll write what comes to my mind. And if it sort of inspires other people or speaks to other people and they want to connect to it, awesome. And if they don't, then maybe it's just for me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So
That's good. So, do you see it as like a periodical, or is it just kind of as the mood strikes you?
no, I would like to okay, I don't set goals, but like I have little goals
Yeah,
in my
right,
head,
right,
right?
right.
So my thought was that I would like to put out at least one post a week this year.
Okay. Yeah.
Just as a sort of target. And there might be weeks when there's more stuff going on that I want to say more,
Mhm.
and there might be
weeks when you don't have time
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Sure.
So I'm not like going to be militant about that, and it's not going to be every Sunday at 7 you'll see a post from me. That's
Right.
not
Right.
my
But
jam, but
shooting for 52 posts for
Yeah.
a year and
Yeah.
see where it goes from there.
exactly.
Cool.
And I have ideas, like I wrote the one this morning, but I have ideas for some others that I still really want to do.
Okay.
So that's good, right?
Yeah.
When you have a backlog of
Yeah.
Topics.
You wrote one this morning? I know you did one last night.
sorry, yesterday.
Yeah, last
yesterday,
night. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ushered me off to bed so you could have some alone time to
So that I could focus.
Yeah, she could
Is
focus.
really what it was.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm excited about that, and to be honest, it feels a little creepy when I like read it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, we have like, so we support each other
Mm-hmm.
a ton,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there's aspects that, like you don't. I know that it's difficult for you to know everything that's going on in my head because you get really anxious about it, and that's kind of
Well,
what.
and that's just physically impossible too. But yes,
Right.
it's hard for me to hear some of the stuff that goes on in your head when you do share it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then like I think I could pry any of your thoughts and feelings out of you,
Yeah.
but I think you hold back a little bit on some of that.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but like I don't push it,
Okay.
because when I push it and I see you get kind of glassy eyed like you are right now, then I feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
No, I'm just surprised to hear that. I guess I feel like I'm pretty open.
Yeah, but maybe it's because like I'm so easygoing that it's like we don't get in depth. Maybe that's more of it.
Or maybe it's just that day-to-day life crap takes over and we
Yeah,
forget to have those deep
yeah.
conversations.
I think part of it also. I was like, I assume it's implied, like, hey, you can talk to me
Oh,
about whatever.
for sure.
And then so if you just say, hey, I had a crappy day at work, then it's like, I may ask every now and then, okay, what happened? But
Yeah.
in my head, it's like, oh, if she wants to unload, then I'm
Yeah.
here. And if she doesn't, if she just wants me to know that
Yeah.
she had a crappy day, then
And maybe that's why I'm crabby or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes revisiting it isn't really what I want to do. And
Right.
actually that dovetails with my most recent blog post, right?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I'm trying to flip the script. I'm
Right.
trying to not focus on the negative and to reframe what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in my life, because I feel like it's so easy
Yeah.
to focus on the crappy days and to
Mhm.
focus on the things that are going wrong instead of thinking about the blessings that we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I like
So,
that.
yeah.
So, okay. So I just have to get this out because we're recording on a little device and it's battery powered. And I
Oh.
see we're on like 1 bar for battery power.
What?
So, yeah. So we may lose battery power, in which case we'd have to kind of cut out and cut back in.
Wow.
We won't lose anything if we lose battery power.
Why did it go so fast?
Well, it wasn't full to begin with.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I've used this for other things.
Okay.
I just same battery since I first charged it up. But
Okay.
um, yeah. So I wanted your opinion on like what you've seen of me since Dad passed away, right? Because I mean it's well documented on the podcast here that like I haven't overtly grieved at all. But you know, I know I was acting different, but like I you know, it's just hard for me to self-examine and say, okay, yeah, I was this way or that way, other than it was just, I don't know, it felt numb like any other day. And
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I haven't seen as much reaction from you as one might anticipate, right? As you well know, I have a friend and neighbor who also recently lost a parent, and her process is very different.
Yeah.
It's very clear that it's an emotional thing, and she struggles with, you know, just anything setting her off on the path of crying.
Right.
And I think that's more classically what we think of when people are grieving,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw stress in you as the process was happening, right? As your dad was ill and you were spending the time and you were away from home and you were juggling things and you were trying to support the other members of your family and all of those things. But I don't know, you haven't been that different. And actually, it's the lack of difference that's the biggest concern, right? Because, I mean, I said to my therapist, as that was all happening, like, my concern was that at some point it's going to hit you in some, like, I sort of expect it to be some really, really obscure thing that you would never think would be a trigger that would suddenly...
Yeah, like I dropped my Cheerios on the floor.
Right, some just random thing that sets you off, and I don't know what that looks like. And of course, with your history, the fear is that that sends you into a major depressive spiral. Right, where I think since, I don't know if it's since you changed medication or since we moved to North Carolina or just further from your last attempt or whatever it was, like, I feel like you've generally been doing better. But the concern is that darkness reasserts itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of interesting for me with us having just been to visit your mom, right? And like, I felt really concerned for her and scared for her, and you haven't really expressed that either.
No, because I mean, in my mind, like, she has a plan for like moving in with Andy.
But do you see her taking action? Do you feel like
little bits here and there, but I'm trying to balance it. Like, I'm giving her a chance to grieve.
Oh,
right.
Sure.
And I think my brother is a little more. I think he's overly worrying about her. Right. And like, I mean, I get it. If she has a week where she just doesn't want to do anything, but she's still like going to the grocery store and taking out the trash on Tuesdays, then in my mind, okay, she's functioning, but she's not taking on additional tasks.
Yeah, I just heard her reference. She said something to me when we were there about just everyone's dying.
Yeah.
Because she's lost a few people, or there have been people she's connected with. I don't know how close she was to most of them who've passed. And I guess I feel like she's struggling with that sort of survivor guilt of like, why is it that your dad is gone and she's still here?
Hmm.
And frankly, I mean, that's her partner of how many years? 50 plus,
50
right?
plus, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the hole that creates in
Yeah.
your life, even if, when the person was here, they did a good job of pushing your buttons
Right,
and
right.
making you crazy and all the
Sure.
things that people do,
Hmm.
right? But that doesn't mean we don't love them, and that doesn't mean we don't miss them.
Right.
So I just worry that if she's alone too much and
Yeah.
that like, I mean, she talked about, because we talked about that she'd lost weight
Hmm.
while your dad was ill, and
Yeah.
she's still a lot smaller than she was,
Hmm.
and she was never big to begin with.
Right.
um and she said to me that it just doesn't seem worth.
It's hard to cook for one.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. And so all of that just makes me want to see her and Andy sort of go to their plan and
Right.
have her get some more purpose out of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, she's talked about all the things she needs to do to clean up the house, but frankly, she could put the house on the market tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, it's in
It's,
really good shape.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's ready for showings. It's not,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's not full of clutter. It's not dirty. It's all the things that most people would worry about.
Right. Right. I mean,
So that just feels like,
well, but that's part of that is like her and my dad, the way they viewed selling and buying houses, right? So I think I know part of it is an excuse, but it's not that much of an excuse. Like I expect them, when dad was around, if they were going to sell, I expected them to like have everything cleaned and have the whole place painted. And and I mean, you've seen it. It's not. I mean, there's holes in the wall from hanging art, but that's it, right?
And frankly, I mean, it's not painted in crazy garish colors.
No, it's not, right?
Like, anyone who's going to buy a house may want to paint it themselves to have it be the colors they want, or
Right.
whatever. So, like,
Right.
there's nothing that stands out to me of like, oh, you gotta fix
Right.
that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But
But
I don't know if that's her trying to hold on to a little piece of her life with your dad, right? I wonder about that too. Like, does moving out of the house feel like another level of saying goodbye to him?
it might. Um, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we can try to figure out what she's thinking all
Yeah.
the time, but I mean, I think you're worried, and I get that, and I'm worried in general for her, but like specific to what's going on, I think she's doing all right.
Okay.
Um, she goes out to eat at a restaurant where she knows the woman who works there, and they're
Right.
good friends, and like she's doing things,
Okay.
right? And like I know she's probably doing more than I would do. like if you and the kids went away for a week, right?
Well, you don't have friends at restaurants, and you don't want to go interact with strangers.
Right.
So you're
Yeah.
wired differently to begin with.
Sure.
Right.
Right. But
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just, right? That's an observation that I have just about you going through this process,
Yeah.
which is what you had sort of asked about.
right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, things are. I'm always say things are better today than they were 3 months ago, which is better than it was a year ago. When I'm thinking about myself, right? I read a post on Reddit today. We're in a depression subreddit, and someone was talking out loud about how, like, it's common to hear that people with depression never, like, cure it and are never happy, right? And like I don't know if I'll ever be like happy, grin ear to ear, kind of happy, right?
But do you need to be? Like, are most people on an
Right.
average day?
Right. But I think, I know I've talked with people on the podcast who like have been where I've been, and now are like, I just love my life. And like, I guess I don't see things that way. Like, I don't see things like I love my life. I see it in that I have a good life.
Well,
Right.
so that may be a nuance difference for you in how you express
Right.
yourself, right? I
Right.
mean,
Right. So I commented back to this person that, hey, just what I said, that I've known people who have, you know, bounced right back, and others who kind of struggle, but
mhm.
we there's a way for all of us. I always say there's a path for everybody, but sadly, some of us just won't find it, or we find the path, but then we fall off, or
Mhm.
whatever, right? Like where I am right now, I could see me being this way for the next 50 years, or whatever, right? And being fine with that. But
Well, and I mean, overall, right? There are things that I want for you, but in general, I I agree with you. You have a good life,
yeah,
and things are going well, and for me, part of the thing is I see like you taking action in terms of you're not thrilled with your work situation. Okay, you're taking action to see what you can do to change that, right? And if you were really, really in a dark place,
hmm
that would, I feel like that would be beyond what you could
right,
take on,
yeah.
right? So,
So I'd like to be in a place where I can watch a movie, and it's over, and I say, "Wow, I liked that movie."
instead of it was okay or meh,
Yeah, yeah. Like I can't think of the last time I saw a movie,
it's true.
and I thought, "Wow, that was good." And we've seen movies with the kids. I've seen movies with my girls, and Frozen 2, and my girls were like, "Wow, it's better than the first one," and I was just like, eh. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I
Yeah,
know it
it's
wasn't.
hard to impress you.
Yeah, it's always has been,
Yeah.
but now it's like at another level. It's just like, eh,
Like,
like
does it go with the sort of numbness, right?
it
That it's
might.
hard for things to sort of cause that emotional response in you, which is, I mean, I associate that with being impressed with a movie or being impressed with something
Yeah,
that,
maybe.
like, there's an emotional reaction that you have,
Right, some kind of
whether
dopamine
it's,
response or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not saying like you're
Yeah,
joyous or whatever, but there's something.
yeah. So I watched El Camino the other day, which was like the Netflix movie of what happened after Breaking Bad
Oh,
ended. So it's Jesse's little story.
okay.
Um, and I put off watching it for a while because I was like,
You didn't want to be disappointed.
yeah, I was worried I was gonna be disappointed, and I wasn't disappointed, but I was like, okay, like it just didn't do anything for me.
Hmm.
And I remember watching Breaking Bad like the first time,
Yeah,
and this is
quite a few years ago now.
yeah, I mean when it was live on TV, or
Yeah.
not live, but when it was coming out, and I remember the last season just being like literally on the edge of my seat watching things. Like I was just like, oh my gosh,
Right.
this is amazing, and like I don't know if since then I've felt that way about it, anything that I've
Hmm.
watched. I
Was
mean, I
it
was
part of Game of Thrones that got you that way? Not the last season for sure, but
no,
no.
no, no, and I mean, I think like, I mean, I watch my shows, right? Like
Mhm.
I've seen Frasier like a million times, and Friends, and
Right.
Cheers, and like I'll watch them, and every now and then I'll laugh at something, but like
Yeah, but if you
I think
watched
I'm
something a bunch of times, I don't think it ever has the same.
yeah, but my point is that I like it still gets a reaction out of me,
Mm.
but I think I'm laughing before the line comes out
Because you know what's
because I
coming.
know what's going to happen, right?
It's like the Monty Python fans anticipating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And some young listeners are probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about, but that's okay.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Sophie will figure it out. So, um, yeah. So, like, I don't know if that equates to happiness, but I'd like to like watch something
Mm.
and say, "Wow, this was great." I mean, we went on the cruise. We saw those live shows,
Yeah.
all kinds of different things. I mean, nothing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
I actually got a little choked up for parts of
that's
that,
something.
which was something, yeah,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. But like as far as the movie goes, I was like, okay, like there
Hmm.
should be more Hulk. Really, I mean, I had problems with it, but yeah. So yeah, so I actually hope more for that than like beam ear to ear, grinning, happy
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Just like the little things, I guess.
Well, but it's interesting because, there's someone else in my life who struggles with anxiety, and he and I have had conversations about whether he has the ability to be content.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there can be some relationship there that anxiety and depression can sort of take away your ability to, I don't know, to be in
Yeah.
that satisfied place. So the fact that overall you can say I have a good life, and I feel a certain degree of contentment from you.
Mm.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's something, right?
Yeah.
It's
There's something. I don't know. I don't know what. But so so yeah, so for this year, I mean I'm same things as last year. And I have it. I think like most people think, I feel like if I if I can run more and lose weight, then I'll feel some margin of better,
mm-hmm.
right? Although I didn't really do that, back in 2014, it was different. I mean, we were getting to know each other, and
Mm-hmm.
things were a lot different as
Mm-hmm.
far as how I felt about life and me,
Yeah.
till the end of the year. But that's
Right.
um,
But I think that was partially the like post race
yeah, and the
crash that,
stress of work too. I
yeah, that
think.
people have, and yeah, there were
Yeah,
lots of factors.
yeah,
So
yeah. So, but like I don't remember feeling like I never felt better about myself because I was thinner.
mm.
I never like felt. I still, never have had like the running high kind of
Mm.
thing, and I nothing like that. Like never felt accomplished with anything.
I was gonna
And
say, I mean, that feels to me like something you've struggled with always.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean that's well known that well known to the people who listen that I
You just
and
don't.
I
You don't
belittle
give your,
myself
yeah, you
all
don't
the
give
time.
yourself credit for
Yeah,
anything,
yeah. So
which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's because I see you through my lens.
yeah, your rose colored glasses.
They're not
So
rose colored, sweetheart.
they are. So, but yeah. So I mean, hoping that this year's continues better than last year.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you asked me after my half marathon,
Yeah.
like what I was going to do next,
Because I was
because you
worried.
reminded, right? And I can't remember now, but I figured it out. Like it was 74 days, like from my half marathon to, when,
You attempted.
yeah,
Wow.
um, which seems awfully short.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed it was that
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, because it was, yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, and I haven't been running. I mean, I did for a little while, but now I've got this Achilles thing. And,
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I feel like something's going on right now because I'm kind of stressed about this new job thing,
Mm.
and work is still busier than I want it to be.
Yeah.
And, this and that. And this battery thing's really got me stressing out right now. But it's not at all like where I was
Yeah.
5 years ago now. Yeah, 5 years. So, yeah, I mean, that's a win.
Yeah.
So,
It's for sure a win.
yeah.
I guess I feel like maybe alongside those goals, it would be good for you to have something else that is not as black and white, not as binary.
So, like,
Just
for example,
well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to make you like me, right? But something that
Yeah.
you're working on, that you may make progress, but there's not an end per
Yeah.
se.
yeah, I guess, but I don't know what that would be. And, um, I don't know. I've read a lot of different things lately about people like stepping outside their comfort zone,
Mm.
and like how that's, in the long run is always improved
Yeah.
people. But like that's extra hard for me because with my kind of warped sense of self,
I don't know
right?
that you have an inside your comfort zone most of the time is part of the problem.
Yeah, but I was going to talk about this on another episode, but like I don't I don't have the confidence in myself that if there's something that I want to do or something that I think should be done that's not backed by mountains of like history and this is just the way things happen, like if I have my own idea, like I don't have the confidence to push that. And I think about people who come up with
Business ideas or
yeah,
product
business
ideas.
ideas or scientific ideas or theories or postulates or
Yeah.
whatever, and like they say, okay, I'm gonna go at this and see what happens. Like I don't I can't see myself doing that.
And yet, when I listen to your podcasts with you and your skepticism folks and all of that, like they talk so much about trial and error, right?
Right.
And the outside the comfort zone thing may just be trying something and being okay with failing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for every scientific idea that sort of comes to fruition and really is something, I can't imagine how many
Oh
there
yeah.
are that.
There's more failures than successes
Yeah.
in the world, right? But my automatic thought is that it's from me, it's wrong. So why bother, right? And if if I could say some come up with something, I don't know, something raising the kids or something, right? Some change in the household rules or something. And if I can say it and like you're like, yeah, then okay. But like if I'm gonna do it and you're like, I don't know, and you'd be more like, let's see how it goes, then I would just, I don't know, okay, no, we're not doing that because no, right? So I like if there's,
But I'm no expert.
yeah, I know, but well, I mean that's not a fair example because I mean they're
But you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? Like for everyone who's going to not be 100% sold on your idea to start with, what's their level of expertise, right? And even the really, really smart people out there who you have tons of respect for would probably say the same about themselves. Like, you know, you go talk to Bill Nye about a scientific idea, and
right.
he's going to say, well, I'm not sure that makes sense, but, you know, try it or explore these kind of things or whatever.
Yeah,
Here's.
I couldn't do it then.
But
yeah, I know.
But you get what I'm saying,
I know what
right?
you're saying.
Like,
yeah.
But that's where I'd like, maybe that's what you need to work on this year. Because, I mean, we talked a long time ago about things I see in you and whether the career that you've chosen yourself is actually meaningful and fulfilling for you, and whether you should go to school to sort of credential yourself to do something else that might be more so. And you don't seem to see yourself as worth that investment. Right? But how do we help you, right, sort of prove that you can be worth that investment? Because you got to prove it to yourself. I'm not talking about proving it to me. I already believe that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So I have potentially a therapy appointment on Tuesday.
Okay.
Which may be before or after this comes out.
Okay.
So like I had I told you that I got a message from a therapist, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, sure, that sounds great. And then she messaged me back, said, hey, Tuesday at 10, message me back, let me know if that's okay, and I'll send you paperwork. And so I messaged back like right away, and this was just Friday. So, and I didn't hear anything.
But it was Friday, so hard to know.
Right. So, maybe I get someone who's on board with my avoidantness.
Yeah.
And maybe they can help me kind of see things
push that envelope
differently.
A little bit.
Yeah. But it like I have to maybe that's what I can work on, is not needing someone to wow me for me to like appreciate their ideas and their perspective,
Mm.
right? Like I need someone to just like amaze me with like things I hadn't thought of, or
Wow.
things that, something new and different, right? Otherwise I'm like, okay, yeah, I know about this, I know about that, but or if it's not new ideas, but just have like maybe like a bigger personality that has like command of
Yeah.
the
Kind of
room.
makes me wish she could see my therapist, but because she's pushed me, right?
Yeah.
She will say, "Okay, I hear you saying that. Have you talked to JP about it?" And I'm like, "Well, no."
Mm.
Right?
Right.
And she's like, "Well, why not?" And I'm like, "Well, right?"
Yeah.
But then I come home and talk to you about it
Right.
because she makes me think,
Yeah.
right? And she has a strong personality, and
Yeah.
for me, that works.
So I think like Alex, when we were in Minnesota,
Yeah.
like I was more. I mean, I was just kind of struggling
Yeah.
still then with just the depression,
Right.
and like so.
Just
I mean,
getting out of bed every
yeah.
day.
So
Yeah.
like, I think he would push me more, um, but not in the way that we never got to the point like where I would need pushing now,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was more like, he would tell me I went out and ran 3 miles at lunch, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you're more overweight than I am, so if you can do it, I can do it, right? The kind of thing. Um, and I haven't really found that
Right.
since.
And finding a therapist who works for you, I just think is huge.
Yeah, yeah, and some people are fortunate, and they,
I feel like I totally dumb lucked out.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see
Mm-hmm.
how this goes. Hopefully, I get in. Hopefully, Tuesday's gonna be a busy day, but
Yeah.
because
But you can work around it, can't you?
yeah, I just might have to work later, but I don't want to because the girl needs a ride to work. So
We'll figure it out.
so we'll see.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, so I've got resolutions. You don't have any resolutions. You're just trying to be a better person.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, I've signed up for all kinds of things
Yeah, you have.
though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're like my little Miss Marathoner, but not marathons. But
Not
that's,
marathons.
but that that's the word I want to use because Miss Runner doesn't sound
Yeah.
as impressive.
no.
But yeah, I'm proud of you.
I'm not sure I'm proud of me yet, but we'll see.
You're doing good stuff. So, but I think that's going to be it.
Okay.
I think we've yammered on long enough.
Okay.
And this battery thing has really got me.
Stressed.
Yeah, it's got me stressed.
That's no good. So
So-
next time we do this, you have to like have it fully charged before we start.
Yeah, I've got separate rechargeable batteries for this that I just need to
Okay.
put in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Thanks everybody, and be safe and be well.